Lake County Schools is a place where we value our students' minds not only in their academic progression, but we are committed to making youth mental health a top priority. Following the tragic shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in 2018, the state of Florida mandated proactive mental health policies for schools that would benefit students overall and hopefully greatly decrease the chances of that happening again.
Here are some things we know about kids. 20% of school-aged children have a diagnosable mental health disorder. And we know that at least half of them will not receive any kind of formalized treatment. And when kids are struggling with emotional and behavioral issues, what frequently happens is they don't come to school, or they come to school and they're not engaged in their own learning or in their work, which negatively impacts how they do in school. But we've always had several people who were available to address mental health with students, but now what we have is a bigger team. So mental health liaisons, we're so fortunate we get to have one of those on every campus. So there are 41 of them, and each one of those folks works with us here at the district. And what we're trying to do is kind of roll out this program where all students have access to mental health services and supports.
Last year I served as the school counselor, and this year I'm very blessed to be able to transition into the position as the mental health liaison. A lot of our families in our area, since we're a Title I school, don't necessarily have access to mental health services when the kids get really stressed. And so we are an avenue for being able to help support kids through those transition times that they have, and be able to work with the families and refer them to community resources, or even having therapeutic services come to our school for the kids. We have a lot of amazing stuff that's going on, and it's all to help support the mental health and wellness of our kids and to create that culture of inclusion, kindness, and caring. Thank you.
By having a mental health liaison at each school, we have someone who can kind of focus on meeting with kids individually if needed, as well as do professional development and certainly work with the counselors to continue to do groups and provide those services.
Yes, and having the third person on campus has allowed all of us to take like a deep breath and focus on the kids. We're not scrambling nearly as much. We have time to focus on our admin duties, but make time for the kids as well.
Each of our schools has its own unique mental health plan according to students' needs, and our school mental health liaisons are getting creative with how to be proactive about youth mental health.
So as a mental health liaison at Tavares Elementary School, I provide support to all the students for situational to ongoing needs using creative therapy techniques, including art therapy, bibliotherapy, play therapy, and movement therapy. This helps in social emotional support, emotional expression and regulation, impulse control, social skills development, improvement with self-esteem, and management of anxiety.
So Plickers is just a tool used in schools. It can be educational, where students get to vote on different answers. It's a great way to take quizzes, but here at Oak Park, we're going to incorporate it into mental health and the zones of regulation to teach our students how to identify what they're feeling and regulate their emotions. The plan is to quickly, in the first 2 minutes of class every morning, have the students vote on how they're feeling. So whether it's A, happy, or B, sad, or C, angry, or D, anxious, nervous, they can let us know as counselors how they're doing. So if we see a trend, then we can check on those students.
Something that we're doing here at this school, one thing I did was reach out to an organization called See Your Strength. They're a nonprofit organization that gives decals, mirror decals to schools who have experienced suicide at their campus. And so we have put some of those messages into our bathrooms on the mirrors for our students, and also the suicide hotline is also posted there for them. We have a lot of students that go to the bathroom when they're feeling emotional, and I wanted them to be able to see a special message that can maybe just help get them through that moment. Another thing we have is we just graduated some other kids for the You Are Not Alone program. 74 of our kids have graduated that program since last year, and what we do is we use them as ambassadors on our campus to help reach out to other students that are struggling in whatever ways that they are struggling, to try to just notice the struggle and then get them to the appropriate resources.
One of the Lake County District initiatives is in mindfulness, and every day last year I used to walk by this greenhouse that we had on campus, and it was all dilapidated and overgrown with weeds and so forth, and I just thought, wow, that'd be a real nice place to meet, to talk about mindfulness, to talk about coping skills. It's also a great place to remove some of the barriers that you have in the traditional school settings. And so far the garden has just been evolving according to the kids' needs, what they want to do, and it's really become a pocket of peace on the Oak Park Middle School campus.
My favorite part about COPE is how it intertwines coping with our behavior and keeping it calm, but it also incorporates helping the environment in ways that normally we wouldn't have been able to do in school.
I am a very, very lonely person whenever I'm not around my best friends or other people, and I like to just read or be silent. But I think it helped me open up a little bit more than I normally did, because before the garden started, I did not open up about anything. So I guess my favorite part was just coming out here and spending time with the people that I know and trust.
I love that mental health is at the forefront again, that it's a part of the conversation, and that we're making that a regular part of the conversation, actually. And we're hoping to extend that to home, to community, and then see it come full circle, come back around to school. So mental health, like character development, all that's encompassed in there is, it's so important, and I'm glad that it's in the forefront again.
Lake County Schools is committed to providing students with individual opportunities to excel. Stay tuned as we continue shining a light on what makes Lake great.